Hello friends, I am Vikram from eZeon Technologies. Welcome to my project work series based on Spring Framework. In my previous video session I discussed about the login operation and let's have a look at the checklist. So this is what we have covered in previous video: the login form, what is the role of the command, and how the form is prepared using the form tag library, right? And we also discussed about how to display the error message properly in your JSP page with the help of JSTL Core library, right? And these 2 points I am going to discuss in this current video, right? So my discussion is about the we need to bind the logged in user in this session. So how to do that? Just come back here and look at the point here. We have added here to do, and this is the point we have to cover up. So this point is pending and this is pending, right? So do one thing, create one helper method here. So just add a method here. This is private, so private, and let me call this add user. It's a logged in user, or I should call here add user in session. So to do this job I required here two arguments. This is user, and this user will be added in HttpSession scope. This will be useful to identify who is currently logged in the coming pages. So this is your session, HttpSession, and this user will be bind to the session. So this is my session.setAttribute. I'm going to bind this user in multiple way. First of all, just bind the complete user, right? But sometime in the projects very rare you require this complete user. We generally required user ID and role to identify who is currently logged in the system, right? So I prefer to bind separate these two things also. So user ID, and user ID will be taken from this user object, and similarly the role is important, so bind the role also. So get role, right? So this is the these are the details we have to bind here, and this method can bind this job. And now here I'm going to remove this to do and calling this method. So look at this, this is call that method add user in session, and where is the user? Logged in user, and we required HttpSession object, right? Now the question is how you can receive this HttpSession here. So you can add any object if you required from the servlet API in this controller. You just have to declare like this HttpSession. So this object will be provided by front controller. And why front controller? Because this method is called by front controller. So front controller is calling this method, so front controller is responsible to pass all the arguments, right? So we have got this. Look at this, this is done. And here also I'm going to remove this to do because now I'm going to complete this. So this is done, right? So we bind here logged in user with this session using this single method, right? So it is always better to create a separate method and call that method multiple times and reuse it instead of copy paste. So when you do copy paste twice, it is better to create a common method and call it twice. It's very simple, right? So now this is all set. It's time to talk about this part. So this is also done, binding user. Now it's time to talk about how to prepare the menus according to the role, because when admin is logged in, admin will see some different menu. So let's have a look at the view page. So include, and this is my menu, and here we have all common menus. Just a moment, I required here JSTL tag library, so just import that JSTL core, and the prefix is C. And how you will identify whether user is logged in or not? So you can use here see if user is logged in, the details, the user ID and role will be present in session scope, right? So let me do this. So this is your session scope. You can access the session scope like this, session scope dot user ID. So if the user ID is present in session scope, if it is null, means there is nothing bind in the session related to the user, means no one is logged in here. So add here this comment for your reference. User is not at logged in. So no one is logged in here, so it's a guest. Actually it's a guest menu. Guest menu you have to prepare. So this is actually a guest menu. Look at this. This is my guest menu, because you can see this page before login. Similarly, I'm going to prepare second menu here. This is user ID. If it is does not null, and if it is does not null, and if the role is session scope dot the role, if the role is, you can compare using this EQ, this also works, or you can use this double equal. If the role is 1, means the user is admin. So this is admin is logged in. And now, so when admin is logged in, you have to display the user admin page here, and admin can see here some different menu, like admin can see all user list, and admin can log out, right? So I'm adding only 2 menus here. So these 2 menus will be visible to the admin. The home page will be visible, and user listing will be visible, and logout will be there, right? I will complete the links here. So this is one, and I'm going to add here one more menu, and this is if the role is 2 means it's a user is logged in, and this is actually your general user is logged in. So this is your just a minute, this is admin menu, and this is your user menu. Okay, let me write this. So what are the options user will get when he is logged in? So user can add here add contact, right? And this is add contact, and user can check here contact list. So user will see option to add new contact, and user can go to the contact listing, and other edit delete operations will be linked from the list, right? So this is done, and logout option will be visible to the user. Okay, great. So let's try this, and can we see the proper pages here? And now I'm going to do one thing. It is always better to prepare the because you are working with this session, you should close this browser and open the new browser. Just a minute. Okay, this is the login form, and I'm going to log in from this V and V123. So this is your Vikram user. Oh, the user account is blocked. Just a moment. I'm going to make it status 1. 1 means active. Okay, this is ready. Again enter the details V and V123. Okay, look at this user dashboard, and look at the menu here. User can see add contact option, contact list, and logout, and this is home page, right? Similarly, I'm going back, and just 1 minute. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to log in from admin. Okay, this is my login form, and who is admin here? This all these roles 1 representing the admin. So this Amit is admin. So just log in from the, this is Amit, and this is Amit123, and this is admin page, and look at the admin menu here. This is user list and logout option, so admin can see all the users. This is correct. This is all fine. So now let me add here links for these pages, so I can quickly prepare the links. I'm going to just add a single link in this video, and I will complete all the links in next video. So do one thing, add here link. So this is to prepare the link you require a tag library. So I'm going to add here Taglib, and this is URI, and Spring tag library I'm using here. This is s colon Spring, and I'm going to prepare a single URL here. This is URL, and this is variable, and this is my URL for logout, and the value will be /logout, or you can write the it's a logout, just logout. It's logout. So logout link will be called here, and I'm going to bind this here. So this is my logout. Prepare this. So this is done, and I'm going to reuse this here, not here. Where is logout link? This is logout. Right, it's all done. Now try this. Refresh the page. You could see here this link. You can check in status bar here. Here you can check. Just take the mouse here and do the logout. We do not have any action mapped to the logout, so do one thing. It's very simple to do the logout. Probably the easiest job to work. So here you can do a simple job. Just a moment. I'm going to copy this mapping, and this is my logout. Just map like this. It's logout, and it's a logout job. And what we need to do here for logout, you need to terminate the session. So you have to invalidate the session. So you required here HttpSession object. So what is done actually when user is logout, you have to terminate the user session. So this session you have to invalidate. Session.invalidate method you have to call, and you have to go to the index page because you are now logout. So you can redirect here. So you can redirect to the index page, right? So what is the mapping for index? We have done this mapping for index here. This is /index. So you can go to the redirect colon index, and you can add one flag. This is action equals to, let me write here LO. LO represents logout. So I will use this message in coming session, but I just added here this flag to display the appropriate message on the index page, right? So just do one thing. I'm going back here and do the check this logout. Look at this. When you are logout successfully, you are taken here. I'm going to log in from V and V123 and check this logout. This is correct. So this is how you can see the mapping. It's working fine. Now let me use this flag. So how we can use, where this flag will be read? So this flag will be read by this index URL, because you know about the query string. So how query strings are working? So query strings are actually like this, and this flag, this is your query string. Just a moment. So whatever is added after this question mark is a query string. This is an input for this action. So this query string will be read by index page, right? So let me read this index. So from index page you are forwarded to the index, this one here. So I'm going to copy this and add one message with the help of small trick. So this time it is the flag name, the parameter name here is ACT action. So let me check this. It is a parameter. So whatever is bind here is a parameter. So things bind in a URL, our query string is a parameter. So parameter ACT, if this action equals, you can write this also, if this action equals match to this LO, you can write here a message, success message. And what is the success message? You can write here user logout successfully, thanks for using contact application, right? So this is with the message you can display, and this is the parameter. Look at this. Earlier I'm using parameters, I was using parameters like this. So actually when you are directly using the scoped variable, means they are attributes, so attributes are accessible like this, and parameters are accessible through the parameter object, right? So check it. So just do the refresh here, you will get a message here. So logout successfully, thanks for using contact application, right? When first time you come without this flag, you will see there is no error, no message displayed here. But when something is added here, look at this, I'm going to log in here VV123, and now do the logout here, you will see this message, logout successfully, because this flag is available here, right? So this is how you can use the messages properly and do the login operation, and you can prepare your menus according to the appropriate role. One more thing you can complete here, this menu you can add. So do one thing, let me complete this one also. So no problem, I have left these menus also, so don't worry, in next video we'll complete all these menus. So this is enough for this video discussion. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel for more updates, and if you have any query regarding my work, you can ask in comments. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in next video. Thanks a lot.